Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Word of the Day series, where we look at a new word each day and teach you how to pronounce it correctly in American English. We also look at accent error patterns you might have on this word and similar words to teach you how to improve your overall communication in American English. Today's word was a request from one of our Facebook viewers. The request was for the word schedule, and it's a great word to work on because it has a different pronunciation in American English than in some other dialects of English, like British English or Indian English. So we'll look at the pronunciation of this word as well as how to practice and improve. So looking at the word schedule, this is a word where the spelling is a little bit confusing because we have the SCH at the beginning of the word, but we don't say a CH sound in this word. We say a K sound in American English. And the word has first syllable stress, so the ske is long and jol is short. There's also two different correct pronunciations in American English. So both of these pronunciations are the American pronunciation. We have schedule or schedule. So let's first look at schedule. That has two syllables, long, short, schedule. And if I were to write that out in a way that you can understand the spelling more easily, I would probably write SK for the ske and the E. That's the vowel in red tent, the central lax vowel, ske. And then this is a word where the DU has a hidden J sound in it. And in the IPA, we write that like this, a D and a J, J, J. In the middle and ends of words, the J sound is often spelled with a DGE, like in edge, edge, or judge. You could also write it with a J. I could also write schedule with a J sound. At the beginning of words, the J is often spelled with letter J. So whichever one is more helpful for you. And then in this pronunciation, I have just a dark L with a little bit of a schwa, schedule, schedule. Or I might write it this way, schedule. Again, long and short. We've had a number of videos in our Word of the Day series that have this dark L, the ul sound. And the way to make an L at the ends of words is to make sure that you have a little bit of an or a schwa sound before it. Ul. My tongue does still lift and touch behind my teeth, but the back of my tongue stays in that position for the sound. Schedule, schedule. You'd probably want to build it from the back of the word to the front. So I would probably try saying Joel, and then schedule, schedule. So I have almost no vowel there. As much as I can, I'm going from the J to the ul without a lot of sound in between, schedule. If you find that difficult, you might find the other pronunciation to be slightly easier. And in this pronunciation, Americans will use 3 syllables, and they'll say schedule. Again, long, short, short, schedule. And you might find that easier because it gives you a little more room before doing that dark L. And so if I were to use that pronunciation, I would still have my sketch, but then I would add a U, schedule, and I would still have my sound. I almost have a hidden W in between the U, schedule, schedule. And the UL, schedule, is similar to if I were using the contraction you'll be busy, you'll be happening, you'll be looking at your schedule. Sorry. I have a tendency to use the more reduced 2-syllable version, and the more stretched out version, that may be easier for you. There's a little bit of an option for something in between the two. Schedule, 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 schedule. So even when I do 3 syllables, I want these syllables to be quite fast and light. And the way I usually recommend practicing that in longer words is to build it from those fast, unstressed syllables. So try you'll, and then schedule, schedule. When I can say schedule by itself, after practicing and putting it together, I want to start trying to use it in phrases right away, because even though I can say the word, I may not be able to use it and pronounce it correctly when I'm speaking. So try some common phrases with schedule. Let me check my schedule. I'll put that on my schedule. I don't have a schedule anymore now that I'm staying home. Okay, and lastly, let's take a look at how the British will pronounce schedule. And so they have quite a different pronunciation. Rather than an SK sound, they use an SH sound, she, and the same vowel, schedule, schedule. And then they definitely use the U, schedule, schedule. If I looked at that in IPA, it would have the SH, the schedule, and clear U vowel, and no J sound. So they have more of a D and a yeah, schedule, schedule, versus schedule, schedule. I wouldn't recommend using the British pronunciation if you're working on an American accent or if you're speaking with North Americans, because it'll sound quite different than the rest of what you're saying. So going for schedule or schedule can be helpful. But oftentimes knowing that there is a different pronunciation, maybe the native speakers or the way you learned English was more similar to the British English, and that is the difference there between schedule and schedule for British English. Okay, thank you for the suggestions, everyone. If you have a request or comment for Word of the Day video, please feel free to leave that on this video or any of my other videos. I do have a running list, and each day we'll be tackling new words. I see we have a future request for the words hug, rug, and bag. If you're still here, I think I'll just cover those with you briefly now, because that'd be simple to do. So hug, rug, and bag. What we're looking at there is hug and rug have vowel schwa. That's the vowel in the word fun. Sounds like versus bag has vowel a. That's the word in bat and cat, the vowel in bat and cat. And so the is more central. Hug and rug. I want my tongue to be relaxed in my mouth, versus bag, bag. My jaw is more open, bag, and my tongue is more forward for the vowel. So you might find my vowel playlist helpful in differentiating these two vowels and watching out for that in all of these cases, because there's a g sound at the end, I'm going to hold that vowel longer. Great. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you. If you have other questions about pronunciation, beyond just a specific word, you're invited to come to my Friday question and answer class. That's on Fridays at 12 o'clock Seattle time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And in those classes, people will ask me about things that they're struggling to pronounce, things that they've been working on, intonation, American accent. And I always share resources from my website, speechmodification.com, and from the YouTube channel to help them find what would be useful to answer their questions. So I hope you can make it to that either live or as a replay. That'll be again on Friday, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning with tomorrow's word of the day. Thanks so much for being part of the class and part of the series. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. speechmodification.com.